Hi everyone, I'm Vince and this is my channel Vince Cooper Games. In this video I'm going to continue to look at my game Bloody Lane and specifically at the Union Artillery phase. The Union Artillery phase comprises of two potential actions. One of them is counter battery fire and the other one is supply line fire. And whether the Union Artillery uses counter battery fire or supply line fire will depend on what the Confederate artillery did in the previous phase. So what I'm going to do is, in this video, I'm just going to concentrate on Union counter battery fire, and then I'll do another video going into detail about Union supply line fire. But just very briefly to bring you to where we are at this point in the game. If the Confederate artillery in the previous phase had chosen to fire, they will have attacked the Union artillery, and each Confederate artillery counter will have an artillery reloading token attached, indicating that the Union artillery will use counter battery fire. If in the previous phase the Confederate artillery had chosen to hold fire and taken no action, they would have an artillery ready token attached, indicating that the Union artillery will use supply line fire. Okay, but today, just in this video, we're just going to look at Union counter battery fire, meaning that in the previous phase, the Confederate artillery fired against the Union artillery. So how is it resolved? Well, you have two batteries. Here you've got Tompkins, here you've got Tidball. Tompkins is going to make one attack per Union artillery counter. So 3 counters, 3 attacks, 2 counters, 2 attacks, 1 counter, 1 attack, no counters, 0 attacks. Tidball will always use 3 attacks. The target, how it's resolved is exactly the same as the Confederate artillery phase. For Tompkins, you have a target number of 2 to 5 on 2d6. Tidball has a target number of 2 to 3 on 2d6. If you remember from the last video, Boyce, the commander of the Confederate battery, had a target number of 2 to 4. So why the discrepancy? Okay, because throughout the Civil War, Union artillery pieces and also the ammunition they used was superior to what the Confederates were using. So although Boyce is rolling 2 to 4 against Tompkins, the reason why Tompkins has a slightly better chance of hitting Boyce is to reflect the superior Union artillery. Tidball, on the other hand, is not where the battle sheet suggests he would be. He was actually further east on the opposite bank of the Antietam Creek. So the reason why he has a target number of 2 to 3, or his battery has a target number of 2 to 3, is to reflect the increased range and smoke obscuring the battlefield, and these kinds of like these negative influences on the chances of hitting. So let's go ahead and resolve it. There are 3 Union artillery counters in Tompkins' battery, so we're going to roll 2d6. Target number is 2 to 5. So the first roll is a 6, that's a miss. The second roll is a 9, that's a miss. And 5, that's a hit. Okay, so we now have to determine the target of the attack. So we're going to assign 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. And the result is a 1. So this is the target. It has a current battery strength of 2. And that will be reduced to 1. So if this artillery piece suffers another hit, the battery strength will be reduced to 0, and the Confederate artillery counter will be removed from the game. Okay, so that concludes the 3 attacks from Tompkins on a 2 to 5 target score. Next is Tidball, always 3 attacks, target score 2 to 3. That's a 4, that's a miss. That's a 9, that's a miss. And that's an 11, that's also a miss. Okay, and that's it. That concludes the Union artillery phase. This is counter battery fire, and in the next video I'll explain to you the Union artillery phase using supply line fire. Thanks a lot for watching.